Welcome back to Rugby Obsession. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our deep dives into the world of rugby.
Yeah,
Today we're going to be looking at,
fascinating.
a fascinating situation developing in the world of rugby.
The evolving landscape.
Yeah, the evolving landscape of international rugby and what it means for teams like Wales.
Especially Wales.
Yeah, especially Wales.
Yeah.
We've got a recent article from Rugby Pass
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
titled, Italy Condemn Warren Gatland's Wales to Fresh Rock Bottom in Rome. That's got us thinking.
It's not just about the one loss, though, is it?
No, it's not just about this one loss, but what it reveals about larger trends.
Yeah, some of the larger trends in rugby today.
Exactly. So we'll explore Wales's recent struggles, question marks surrounding Gatland's leadership,
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
and the unexpected rise of Georgia in the world rankings.
Yeah, that's really interesting, isn't it?
It is.
How one result can shine a light on the bigger picture. It's like a chain reaction.
Right.
Wales's loss to Italy impacts their Six Nations campaign, affects their world ranking, and suddenly you have teams like Georgia shaking things up.
Yeah, okay. So let's rewind a bit.
Okay, rewind it is.
For context, Wales lost to Italy.
Which is a big deal.
It is a big deal. This is their 14th consecutive test match defeat
Ooh.
and their 8th Six Nations loss in a row.
Back-to-back losses.
But here's the real kicker. This is the first time ever that Wales has lost back-to-back games against Italy.
Wow. That's got to sting.
Yeah.
And that's where all the pressure on Warren Gatland comes in.
Right.
He's a legend, led Wales to some incredible victories, but he's now overseen 20 losses in 26 tests since returning to Wales.
So to understand the significance of this, you have to compare it to his first stint as coach.
Exactly. Back then, his win rate was over 70%, and now it's closer to 25%. That's a massive drop.
Wow, yeah.
The question is, what's changed? Is it the players, the strategies, or something else entirely?
It makes you wonder if we're witnessing a changing of the guard in Welsh rugby,
A changing of the guard.
especially with their upcoming Six Nations fixtures, Ireland, Scotland, and England.
Oh, boy.
Honestly, those are daunting matchups, and another loss in any of those will be a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, and those losses have a ripple effect.
Right.
It's not just about morale. It directly impacts the world rugby rankings.
It does.
Wales has dropped to 12th, which has some serious implications for seeding in future tournaments.
And while we're on the topic of rankings, let's talk about Georgia.
Georgia on my mind.
They've climbed above Wales after their Rugby Europe Championship win against the Netherlands.
It's impressive.
Imagine a scenario where Georgia consistently challenges the top-tier nations.
Oh, wow.
It could completely reshape international rugby.
What's fascinating about Georgia's rise is that it's not a fluke. Their domestic structure, with a strong emphasis on forward play and physicality, has created a pipeline of talented players who are now making their mark on the international stage. It's a testament to long-term planning and development.
That's a really interesting point. We often focus on individual match results, but sometimes it's the behind-the-scenes work that makes the biggest difference.
Absolutely.
If you're enjoying this kind of in-depth analysis, make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up with Rugby Obsession.
Yes, subscribe.
Now back to the Wales-Italy match. What were some of the key moments that stood out to you?
Well, Italy's Ange Capozzo had a brilliant try showcasing his speed and agility, and Tommaso Allen's kicking was clinical, adding crucial points. Wales did manage to score late through Aaron Wainwright,
Right.
but it was too little too late.
Wainwright's try, even in a losing effort, caught my eye.
Yeah.
Do you think it signifies anything promising? Could it be a spark of resilience, or were you reading too much into it?
I'm not sure.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
We'd love to hear your take on this.
We would.
All right.
All right. It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
It could be a sign of their fighting spirit, a refusal to give up, even when the odds are stacked against them. But it could also be a case of individual brilliance rather than a reflection of the team's overall performance.
Yeah, it's like that saying, it's not about how hard you fall, but how quickly you get back up. And right now the question is, can Wales get back up?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And the answer might lie in understanding the bigger picture. We've talked about Wales' struggles and Georgia's rise, but what does this all mean for the future of international rugby?
That's a great question. It feels like we're at a crossroads where the old guard is being challenged and new powerhouses are emerging. We're seeing a shift in the balance of power. And it's exciting.
Exactly. It injects a level of unpredictability and excitement into the game.
Yeah.
Think about it, a decade ago, who would have predicted that Georgia would be ranked higher than Wales? It shows that with the right development strategies and a bit of grit, any team can rise to the top.
This reminds me of when Argentina burst onto the scene and became a real force to be reckoned with. They've consistently punched above their weight and proven that you don't need a long-established rugby history to compete at the highest level.
It's a fantastic analogy. Argentina's success has been an inspiration for emerging rugby nations, and Georgia seems to be following a similar path. They've invested heavily in their domestic structure, focused on developing a specific style of play, and now they're reaping the rewards.
This is what makes following rugby so captivating, the constant evolutions, the underdog stories, and the possibility of witnessing history in the making. Speaking of history, Wales's current predicament has certainly raised some eyebrows. We've talked about Gatland's leadership being under scrutiny, but what are some other factors contributing to this slump?
There are several layers to this. One key aspect is the professionalization of the sport. Rugby has become increasingly demanding both physically and tactically, and perhaps Wales hasn't fully adapted to this changing landscape.
That makes sense. The game has become faster, more strategic, and the margins for error are smaller than ever. It's no longer enough to just rely on passion and physicality. You need a combination of skill, tactical awareness, and a deep understanding of the modern game.
Absolutely. And another factor is the increasing competitiveness of international rugby teams like Georgia, Italy, and Japan are closing the gap, and the traditional powerhouses can no longer take their dominance for granted.
It's a testament to the global growth of rugby, isn't it? We're seeing talent emerge from all corners of the world, which makes the international scene more competitive and unpredictable.
And that's ultimately a good thing for the sport. It pushes everyone to raise their game, to innovate and adapt, to stay ahead of the curve. If you're loving this deep dive into the state of rugby, be sure to subscribe to Rugby Obsession.
Yeah.
We break down the biggest stories, analyze the latest trends, and bring you thought-provoking discussions that go beyond the surface level.
Now let's flip the script and talk about what Wales needs to do to turn things around. They've hit a rough patch, but they're a proud rugby nation with a rich history. What are some potential solutions, and where do they even begin?
It's not about hitting the panic button, but rather taking a step back and analyzing the situation objectively.
Yeah.
They need a clear vision, a roadmap for the future that addresses both the immediate challenges and the long-term goals.
It's like any successful team. You need a solid foundation, a winning strategy, and the right people in place to execute it. So where do they start building that foundation?
Well, it all begins with player development.
Oh, yeah?
Investing in grassroots programs, nurturing young talent, and creating a clear pathway for aspiring players to reach their full potential is essential.
It's about creating a pipeline of talent,
Okay.
ensuring that the next generation of Welsh rugby stars is ready to take on the world.
Yeah.
It's a long-term investment, but it's crucial for sustained success.
Exactly. And it's not just about raw talent. It's about developing a specific style of play, a philosophy that defines Welsh rugby.
Right.
They need to identify their strengths,
Mm.
capitalize on them, and build a team that embodies that identity.
It's about playing to their strengths and finding a system that maximizes their potential. And of course, you need the right people at the helm to guide that process.
Absolutely. The role of the coaching staff is paramount. They need experienced and knowledgeable coaches who can inspire the players, nurture their talent, and implement a game plan that brings out the best in them.
It's a delicate balance, isn't it? You need a blend of tactical expertise, leadership skills, and the ability to connect with the players on a personal level. It's not just about X's and O's. It's about creating a positive and supportive environment where players can thrive.
And let's not forget the importance of leadership within the team itself.
Right.
You need experienced players who can lead by example, set high standards, and inspire their teammates to reach new heights.
It's about fostering a winning mentality, a culture of accountability, and a shared commitment to excellence. It's about creating a team where everyone is pulling in the same direction, driven by a common goal.
It's those intangible qualities that can make all the difference in tight games when the pressure is on and the stakes are high. It's about having the mental fortitude to overcome adversity and the belief that you can achieve anything if you work together as a unit.
It's like that old saying, the strength of the wolf is the pack, and the strength of the pack is the wolf. Wales has a rich rugby history, and they've proven time and again that they have the potential to be a force to be reckoned with.
It's about rediscovering that winning formula, reigniting the passion, and embracing the challenges that lie ahead. It's about believing in themselves, trusting the process, and working tirelessly to achieve their goals.
It's about writing the next chapter in the Welsh rugby story, a chapter filled with grit, determination, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. So for all you passionate rugby fans out there, what do you think Wales needs to do to regain their place among the elite?
We'd love to hear your thoughts, your insights, and your predictions for the future of Welsh rugby. Share your comments below and join the conversation.
It's fascinating to think about the different paths Wales could take.
Yeah.
We've seen teams reinvent themselves, adapt to new styles, and even completely overhaul their approach to the game.
It happens.
It's a reminder that nothing is set in stone in rugby.
And that's what makes it so exciting. It's
Yeah.
a sport where innovation and evolution are constant.
Mhm.
You can't just rest on your laurels.
Right.
You have to constantly push the boundaries and challenge the status quo.
And sometimes those challenges lead to the most incredible stories.
Yeah.
We've talked about Georgia's rise,
Yeah.
Argentina's breakthrough, and even Japan's stunning performances in recent World Cups. These are teams that have defied expectations and rewritten the script.
Yeah, they've really shaken things up.
They have.
It's a reminder that anything is possible in rugby.
Yeah.
It's a sport where passion, determination, and a belief in yourself can take you further than you ever imagined.
And that's a message that resonates far beyond the rugby pitch.
It does.
It's about embracing challenges, pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, and never giving up on your dreams.
Absolutely. It's about the indomitable spirit, the unwavering belief in yourself and your team, and the relentless pursuit of excellence.
Well said, and if you're inspired by these stories of resilience, determination, and the power of believing in yourself, make sure you subscribe to Rugby Obsession.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button.
We'll continue to bring you these insightful deep dives exploring the heart and soul of rugby and the captivating stories that unfold both on and off the field.
We will.
We will. We'll be back with another episode soon where we'll delve into a new topic, dissect the latest trends, and spark thought-provoking discussions that will keep you on the edge of your seat.
Until then, keep the rugby spirit alive. Embrace the challenges, and never stop believing in the power of the underdog.